she was at a restaurant and she was like, "Get what you want," and it was like not a fancy restaurant, but had some options. And they got the shrimp version. I think there was a Chinese spot, and they got the shrimp version. We all know shrimp the most expensive. My auntie was like, "Oh, you getting shrimp today? She getting shrimp today, huh? That's what you want."
You don't want the veggies, huh? You want the veggie fried rice, huh? You want that special fried rice, huh?
Yeah, you want that
You don't
special?
want that chicken, huh? You want that chicken fried rice, huh?
Yeah, that combination.
You want the combination.
The combination.
Combination.
You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What the is he talking about?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, it's me, Mario. Welcome to Appraise, the Appraise Appraise show, origins of everyday expressions, where we're here to do three things: unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. 2020 is in the building. What's good, family?
Yo, what's good, man? Oh, it's good to be here, man. I can't wait to get this show. I think this should be a good show.
Yeah, man. Same here. It's it hasn't been too much going on. It's like one of the slower weeks in life. With that said, it don't feel no slower. So I think maybe a break is due. So if you see us disappear for a week, no, we're okay. Or maybe we just need to recalibrate something. Who knows?
Nah, you know what? Honestly, we're all human, bro. We're all human. We need to step back. But it's not even like we're gonna be on the beach somewhere. If we do take a break and y'all don't see us, because we got a lot more other things that we're doing, and we're just trying to, get a lot of things going. So
yeah, it's all in service of ATP, the brand, everything.
All in service of ATP.
Yeah, so don't trip. We good. We just got to make sure everything is good. So let's get into the show today, man. I actually got this phrase. My mom and my aunt are in town, and they're big fans of the show. So thank you to them for that. But they were watching one of the old episodes, and then it made them say something about another phrase. And I'm like, yo, I thought I had this on the list, but it wasn't. So I'm ready to get into it, because it's one of those that like it's kind of telling you what to do, or giving you an absolute. And I'll be like, man, the absolutes is tricky, because they go far, and it make it really, those are the ones that really influence you. So today we're going to unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers. So I'll pop us off with our thoughts, feelings, how we feel about it, our opinions on that. I'm like, why not? Why not? It's a phrase that, like, I only a little bit get why it would be said. I definitely get why it would be said, but what I don't get is why it's stuck. Why would something like that stick when it's like, so what? So if they do, so what? That's how I feel. If a beggar has a choice or wants to have a choice, so what? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it sits for me. Like, does it even have an impact on anything for real? So that's where I'm at with that phrase.
And that's all I have to say about that.
20. Where you at with it, brother?
Beggars can't be choosers. I'm trying not to be a hypocrite, because like, I feel like it's the words, man. I think it's beggars and choosers. I think those are the words that really, get you, because if you're looking at, truth, if you're looking at definition, then I guess I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a good point. That's a good
if we're
point.
going off of what those two words are defined as, and if we're going off of the truth behind those two words, then yeah, I do believe beggars, shouldn't be in this. You're not, when you're begging for something, you're not in the position of saying, I don't want this, I want that.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you can choose to only go for one thing and beg for that one thing, if that makes sense. If that's like a little loophole I can find out of that. But when it comes to, yeah, I'm out here, I need whatever, then yeah. Unless it's an allergy.
Allergies.
Unless
That's
it's
true.
an allergy and you can't really, you feel me?
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
shrimp, you can't really eat a po' boy, man.
You can't. That's true. I can't get you a full. I will die. I will die. I'm begging you now that please. I will die.
Please,
Um,
if I can get the fries and not the, yeah, I mean, please, please, I
hey
want to eat
man,
to live.
you know it's crazy because my aunt brought this phrase, but it actually there was a post on Twitter X whatever the fuck y'all calling it, where this dude made a post about no this yeah, this dude made a post about his girl at the time, and she asked him what kind of cake you want for your birthday because she's a baker. So it's like implied that she's good at this
What was
shit.
that?
He says devil's food chocolate cake, only chocolate, right? So
Mm-hmm.
being a baker, and like she put a little razzle dazzle on it, put some vanilla icing in the middle and on the top. He ate around the icing, and then she was like, "Is something wrong?" And he said, "Or are you disappointed?" And he said, "Yes, I am. To be honest, you know what I'm saying, because I answered you specifically about what I wanted. You made this thing, and because of his disappointment,
Mm.
she was so hurt that they like broke up and stuff. But now he's not begging in this instance. She specifically asked him, "What do you want?" And he told her, and she went against it. But her line of questioning, which was, "I took all this time to bake a cake. Like, it's not easy to bake a cake." So it's more on the thought that counts that we already hit, but it's
Yeah,
also like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you choose when somebody is giving you something? That's where, with the phrase, I'm like, the choice don't change what you gave.
yeah.
You feel me?
But
So
now is, I'm so sorry. Did he ask her for a chocolate cake?
yeah. She
Yeah.
said,
Now, in that sense, I don't feel the same, because I feel like, you know what I mean. Like if somebody asks you for something and you choose to fulfill that request, then you choose. You know what I'm saying, you fulfill that request.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't be like, oh yeah, I know you want a sandwich, but I made you cereal, and beggars can't be choosers. No, that's not beggars can't be choosers. I asked you to make me a sandwich. You say yes, I'll make you a sandwich. Now that you either didn't want to make the sandwich no more, or you just like, forget it, I ain't making no sandwich, cereal was easier. That was a decision on you, but it's not right for me to sit up here and say, oh, just take this bowl of cereal because beggars can't be choosers, when
exactly,
I've already agreed on making you something that you asked for, not really particularly begged for, but you asked for it. I don't think
exactly.
asking and begging are the same thing.
That's real. That's how I feel.
That's
That
just me.
I agree. I agree. So that scenario isn't exact with the phrase, but it's like lends to like
Hmm.
where I sit with it. Like you kind of threw me off in a good way when you said like the definition of the beggar and the chooser makes this stronger. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get there. So let's actually go to the definitions to see. So we're gonna. I think I made myself addicted to 3 definitions now because I rock with Cambridge so hard. So we're gonna do Merriam.
Is it because of the name, or do
Yes,
you
bro. It
actually
makes.
rock with the definition?
I think I rock with the fact that we go throw Cambridge out there every episode. Going forward,
Exactly. Yes.
yes, yes, we're really doing research here. So we got our
Exactly.
3 definite. We got our 3 dictionaries that we're using. So Merriam-Webster's says that the meaning of beggars can't be choosers is that people who need something should be satisfied with what they get, even if it's not exactly what they wanted. That's what Merriam says. People who need something should be satisfied with what they get, even if it's not exactly what they wanted. Dictionary.com.
That's vague.
I know, and it's a little Merriam-y. It's a little Merriam-y.
Yeah, that's real Merriam. Go ahead.
Dictionary.com says people with no other options must be content with what is offered.
See, I fucks with that one a little bit more. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This is why
Go
I
ahead.
like 3 is more fun. And then Cambridge says, when you recognize that you must accept an offer or a situation because it is the only one available to you. I'm jumping in here real quick because Cambridge goes from the lens of the person that's the beggar, dog. Like they define it purely from the begging standpoint and not from any like the giver standpoint. So it's when you recognize that you must accept an offer or a situation because it's the only one available to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you get what I mean? Like majority of the time it's the giver that's saying that phrase.
Exactly.
Or do you think, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure, there's a couple people that use it when they're asking for something. Hey man, beg. Because I've heard that more.
Yeah. Let me see.
I heard that. I've heard it a lot in an instance of, somebody say, "Oh, I ain't got it," or I heard it a lot when somebody is saying, if you ask for something, "Oh, all I have is this," and then that's when the person that's still trying to just get something is saying, "Hey, man, beggars can't be choosers. I'll take it."
Yeah.
But majority of the time, I feel like it's when someone who is giving something and maybe they don't want to give what the person's asking for, and they just want to be like, okay, well, I don't want to give you $5, but here's $1, bro. And it was like, oh, I need $5. Well, beggars, you know what I'm saying? Beggars can't be choosers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's when, majority of the people are hitting people with that, as opposed to the person that is doing the begging is like, okay, yeah, don't worry, whatever you have, I'll take, because beggars can't be choosers type deal.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, for me, looking at the definitions and seeing one definition coming from the lens of the beggar, saying like, you use this when you realize that you're going to just get what you're going to get. You're in a scenario where you're just going to give. Conversely, where it's like outside looking in of 2 people and measuring it that way, it is like a little more sinister for somebody to be like, well, beggars can't be choosers. Be grateful. A little more sinister. I'm not saying it's bad. A little more sinister.
Right.
I think it's a little bit more appropriate for the person that's begging to say that to themselves, to put themselves in a mind state of, you're allowed to choose, but I can't change what I got. I'm not in position, like you said, like I like that. I like that part of it when I think about its application in the real world, because I can choose as a begging person. I can choose. I just can't change what a person will give me. You feel me? And I think that the phrase don't say that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, choose up, dog. Choose up. But if you're begging, though, you're not in a position to get what you're choosing, but you can choose. You feel me? And that's kind of
that's a great perspective. Honestly, I feel like, because you can choose where you beg at, and sometimes where you or who you beg from, and sometimes that changes the dynamic of everything that you get.
Yes.
Like
yes.
if you're begging in a poverty spilled area, chances you getting something in that area as opposed to, a high end area, if they allow you to be there,
If they allow you to be there, is also
then that changes exactly what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like where you go to beg is part of the choice that a beggar is allowed to make. That's what to me squashes the phrase in general. Let's I like it. Let's keep it moving, and let's get to the wait. Before, I want to make sure I'm not missing nothing. Yeah. Okay, yeah, those are 3 definitions. Yeah, let's unveil this origin, dog.
Where'd that come from?
All right.
Well, your audio, your visual wasn't on there.
What visual? Oh, Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, as long as I can hear you.
No, yeah, because the other camera, the other camera. But let me do this real quick. So this one's relatively like this one has one of the few phrases that is cut and dry and did not shift over time. Did not shift over time. So we're gonna jump back to 1562. John Heywood. He wrote something called the Proverbs in English Tongue. Okay. So John Heywood from this book, it's called Proverbs when you translate it from Middle English to regular English. It's called, he says in this passage, beggars should be no choosers, but yet they will. Who can bring a beggar from choice to beg still? That's what he said. So it's he's kind of playing both sides to me.
Yeah, and I feel like this is exactly what this phrase is doing for you mentally. Like it gives you, since you can be used on both sides, it's hard to pinpoint or narrow it down to one perspective,
Yeah.
to one true form, So it's like, damn, like every time, because like everything that you're saying, I'm like, okay, I can see that, And it's like, damn, like how many really I can see you gonna give me? Like it's really, I'm really can see 7 different things with this one phrase. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whoa, okay.
Exactly. And that's what, from the person's mouth that wrote it, is like that. It kind of is must always gonna sit there, and it also hasn't changed. So that's the publication. Beggars should be no choosers, and then it eventually became Beggars Can't Be Choosers because of how English works. So that's kind of the only iteration. So I chose, bro, to focus on John Heywood and why he would say this in a passage the way he said it. So we're going to go on a journey with this guy. And if you're a fan of the show, you may have heard this nigga's name before, and I will say why later. So John Heywood was an English writer known for his plays, poems, and collection of proverbs. He was best known as a playwright, but he was also an active musician and composer, but none of his music is found. He just is a record of being said he made music, but none of his actual compositions are anywhere to be found. So that's that.
So he just said he did.
His name first appears in King Henry VIII's household books in 1519. King Henry VIII, if y'all don't know, was one of the ill King Henrys. Okay, he was one of the ill King Henrys. And he was one of the ones, and he was listed as a singer in King Henry's household book. So he was able to come into King Henry's castle, listed as a singer, and a job which he received 100 shillings quarterly every time to come sing to this dude, King Henry VIII. And then,
good, bro.
Yeah. And then in 1521, he began receiving annual rents from lands in Essex that he got from the king, because he was recently seized by the crown, and it made him very wealthy in property. So Heywood was not broke. Again, connecting it to a nigga that says, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not broke.
Oh, so you know what part he was on. You know what side of the fence this dude was on. You know what side of the fence this dude was on, bro. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about which side this dude was on when he put, hey, Playboy. You can't be choosing, Playboy. You can't be choosing, Playboy. All right?
Now gone.
Either you want it or you don't. Either you want it or you don't.
Either you want it or you don't, which makes me understand why he said, yet they will. Beggars can't be choosers, and they will.
Because every morning he has to deal with somebody. Every morning he has to deal with somebody who knows his pockets, knows he got money, and when he's trying to give him that 1 shilling, he's like, bro, I'm like, come on, baby, I know you got it.
You got more than
I know you got it.
You in there with Henry VIII.
I know you got it. Come on, baby. You can't do. You feel me? You can't do 10. You can't. You. Come on now. I know you got it. Come on, baby. Don't do me like this. Come on now.
Exactly.
Hey, Playboy. Either you take it or you don't take it.
You want the shilling? The shilling is here for you. And he realized like you can't you can't stop a beggar from choosing because they gonna beg still. So like you can't stop it. So he had lands, and then that helped him like stay prominent. He ended up marrying a woman named Jane Rastell, who's the niece of Sir Thomas More. Sir Thomas More is a very powerful man in England in this time. So they got connected through marriage, and then from there he entered into what is they're described as a very dramatic family. Now, 20, it's not dramatic like we know it, like Love and Hip Hop or Real Housewives. It's not that.
Or toxicity.
Exactly. It's drama like the art of drama.
Mm-hmm.
So when Jane, his wife,
Thespians.
yes, exactly. When they built their
A house full of thespians.
a house full of thespians, dog. Like, and this really was because when they built their house in Finsbury Fields, he built a stage and a performance room that was just for plays, and then his wife
Because he got it.
because he got it. So they just did private theater in there, private theater. So he found his audience early in works, and he was knocking them out, bang, 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 knocking out a bunch of plays, and then he got so good in the royal court, like people really started rocking with him, that in 1530 he was made the common measurer. Like he was named for the city the common measurer, even though he didn't work with clothes at all in his career. Like again, the reason why I state that is because he keeps getting clout. This guy that is a clout man, a man of clout, man of respect.
He doesn't do.
It's like beggars can't be choosers. Should not be choosers.
Yeah. And you know what? Though once again, it's wordplay, real, because it's like if you put should there, then you get a definite, like you get a more of a definite phrase if you put should there, because that's a suggestion. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a suggestion when you put should as opposed to giving it an order when you say can't. You know, so it's like, yeah, you're right. They shouldn't be choosers. You get what I mean? Like that. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
That if you're begging, you should not.
You should not be choosing. Yeah. Because you're going to anyway, so but you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should just be begging. Like stick to the begging part.
Yeah.
Stick to the begging. So
Right.
Heywood, I
Stick
guess
to the begging.
maybe, because this is before he wrote this. So as he's doing all this before he wrote this, he started to build a career, you know, in the court, in the royal court. But he also had views that were contrary to the popular taste. So he actually was more prominent in shaking shit up than Thomas More, who is way more popular in the world. Like Thomas More has schools named after him, a bunch of stuff. Thomas More is a big deal. Thomas More was actually killed for his religious beliefs being so different. Heywood kind of thought the same way, but he was already like good under like Henry VIII and everybody around. So he was like able to experience like being up, while also like, yo, like y'all not really getting love, man. And so I don't know if he was even shoulder to shoulder with some niggas that was begging in terms of like their, maybe not money, but in terms of like livelihood or beliefs. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But he was able to get by. So, and then what they...
Yeah, I doubt that, bro. I doubt that.
You pushing against that?
Yeah, I'm pushing against that heavy, bro. I feel like even with that's something he's trying to do for clout to make it seem like his come up was a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, I got the stripes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm in it. Yeah.
I doubt that.
Playing both sides again a little
Not
bit.
during that time, bro. Yeah, bro, because during that time, dude, like the come up was extremely like you had to be like a snake, or you had to really be from like poverty to higher end during those times, bro. You had to cut a couple of throats, stab a couple of backs to get from poverty. Like I'm talking about begging to a status where you don't have to beg ever again.
Yes.
You feel me? Like there's no way like somebody from, you know, from the mud, is kindly making their way up to being right there next to the king type of deal.
Hey, you know what? As I'm reading the notes, you landed it because it says, because Heywood, as he starts to like get in trouble, he makes a deal he persuades the king to not be on his back, and he puts him into a court. It's called Mary's court, and he had success in Mary's court. And it says that Heywood is more conciliatory, so he was definitely on the low, more on the low with his beliefs. He was like, "Hey, king, you know how it is," but shaking hands, dapping up, and then he let his uncle-in-law get killed. Basically, I guess I'm not gonna say he let him, but if that's your uncle-in-law, you didn't put in a good word. To be like, you know what I'm saying? You dapping up the king, like, and you good, even though like he got killed for treason. You saying the same things, and you not going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you move on to say beggars can't be choosers. So this dude, like moving on, this dude actually, his plays, they say represent primitive drama, meaning like very straight to the point. It wasn't a lot of metaphor. Like he wasn't a metaphor play guy. So they were considered very primitive and straight to the point, and they had long monologues. So it would have required his actors to have extraordinary range. And I'm about to say why I'm sharing this. And many other scholars have said that Heywood was probably a performer in his own plays because he referenced, there's a lot of references to the expense accounts in the royal court to Heywood as a performer of various kinds. So I think this goes back to what you were saying. Like this dude was all for self, all for winning, was in his own plays, made it hard for other people to be in his plays.
Flexing.
Flexing.
You know, I'm gonna write a play about me flexing on niggas real quick. You feel me? Like it's, you know, little small joint I could do in my crib. You feel me? But I'm gonna just write me something where I can really kind of like the main character. I'm gonna have a couple of auditions for the main character, but I think I'm gonna play the main character.
Yeah. I can see it being me. I'm gonna see if
it's either me or somebody, this other guy. I don't know if he's gonna be available. So I go ahead and,
tapping Henry VIII, like make sure that nigga's not available. Okay, make sure that nigga is not available.
Somebody was telling you that. Yeah, hey, Big H. He's calling them nicknames. H-Town, baby. Hey, H-Town, baby. You feel me? Like H-Town, baby. Buddy over here. You feel me? You over here talking about fuck the king this, fuck the king that. You feel me?
I'm gonna let you know he gonna be around here in a minute.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do, because he might. I'm just telling you because he might be in my play. If you want to holler at him, taken care of. All right, cool. Now I know who starring me again. Again.
Yeah.
Starring. What is this nigga's name? Starring John Heywood again. Written by, directed by. Starring John Heywood again.
J. Heywood. Like it's the starring John Heywood, but everything else is J.H. Heywood. like it's a different person, bro. You got it in the fine print like it's a different person. Written and directed by J.H. Heywood. Starring
John Heywood. Bro, I think we nailed this nigga. So, but before we wrap this up and grade this, because I think we got to it. Let me like he said some things, bro. This nigga had a lot of time, and one of them, like I said, take us back to season 1. So he's actually coined, and we may explore some of these further, but he's coined what you have, hold, which again, spot on, tracking, what you have, hold on to. Haste maketh waste.
Mm-hmm.
He said that. Mm-hmm. He said out of sight, out of mind. He said, wow. Yeah, he said 2 heads are better than 1. He said, love me, love my dog. I don't know. He said, all's well that ends well.
Okay.
Yeah. He said that I know. Oh, I like this. I want to know what this means. So we might actually add this to the list. It's not common, but he said, I know on which side my bread is buttered, which sounds like a nigga that got stuff. He said like, hey, you ain't about to finesse me.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
I know what side my bread is buttered.
I know my lane.
Yeah. Like I know which side my
I
bread and butter, bro.
yeah,
He said, "I'm
yeah,
gonna keep going." He has.
yeah.
He said a penny for your thought. He's the one that said Rome was not built in a day. He said better late than never. And if we come back to these on these episodes, just know if is Jimmy is John. It's John H. He said better late than never. He said the more the merrier, which I don't agree with. So we will appraise that, John. He said you can't see the forest
He
for the
was talking
trees.
about that. He was talking about that money.
Yes, he was
Huh?
talking about that money or that land. Yeah, the more the merrier. He said can't see the forest for the trees.
That
Being 20.
moolah.
Yeah, that moolah. Yeah, moolah, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, moolah, baby. He said you can't see the forest for the trees, which I actually went back to my notes. Like, did I credit this man? And I did. Heywood said can't see the forest for the trees. He said you hit the nail on the head.
because we definitely did that one.
Yeah. He said hit the nail on the head. Let's see. He said when he should get all each. So yeah, this dude, John Heywood. I think this man was so privileged. He had the time to say some things. Pretty much.
Yeah, and he, he had the opportunity to put those things into like the masses. You get what I mean? Like these are just things that you're saying, like just and people are listening because you have that influence.
Yes.
You get what I mean? Like he probably meant all of these. Like now that I'm listening to all these, I'm just like, oh, he probably was shitting on bums or shitting on these people or something. He probably was shitting on some of these, bro. Like shitting on some of these people, bro. Like now that you said, I feel like a penny for your thoughts is a flex on a nigga. Like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? What y'all talking about? I'll pay you a penny to tell me what you was talking about. Like, cause I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I got the money.
Bro, I really might do.
So pay for this conversation.
Bro, it would actually be crazy and kind of cool if we did like a season of just one person's quotes. If they're like the nigga like this. Because they hit. They hit.
Because he gave you at least 5.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you at least 5 that you can kind of like bust down.
Yeah. All right, brother. Let's grade it, man.
Well,
Let's grade this thing, man. Let's grade this thing. We'll
let's go.
yeah, we'll do. You can do the power. I'll do the speed, and then we'll both come together for like our overall feeling. Okay, so power. Where you at with Beggars Can't Be Choosers?
Bro, listen. You know on my grade and what I grade the powers by longevity, crowd control, and it has both of them, bro. It definitely has both of them, dog. Like 1500s, can't deny that.
Yep.
When you say it to someone, it impacts that person. You know what I mean? Like it'll stop that person in the track. Seriously. Like if you over here begging and you hit somebody with that beggars can't be choosers, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll take it. You get what I mean? Like it'll change their whole momentum of what they're really trying to get. So, and if you're on the begging side, you can get that sympathy when you say it to as well. Because if you feel like, oh man, I only got this, and maybe you're trying to get over on them or whatever the case may be, and somebody's like, oh man, don't worry, man, beggars can't be choosers. It kind of lightens you up. It changes your mood on, helping people out.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with you, man. Even if it's 4 or 5 seconds, that statement would like stop you in your tracks too as well. So I definitely give it an A. I'll give it an A because it is very, very popular. It's used to this day, and it definitely has some strength in it. Now, if it was I give it an A plus. But I can't. A is great too as well. Like we got some good ones this year, bro. I'll be honest with you. We're gonna have some work to do when we do our tournament.
I know, some real work.
So A, that's mine.
Man, A. Okay, speed. Beggars can't be choosers. You know what I like? That there's only 2 words that like are different. Like you said, like they're highlighted. Beggars, choosers, easy to say because you're like really focusing on those. To the point where it would
'Cause
take a
ER.
show like this. Yeah, it takes a show like this to get to the point that what's the reason why it may throw you off? The words that you're not paying attention to. Can't be. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was should be,
Can't be.
it's so smooth to say that, like, you willing to say beggars can't be choosers. Like, just take, like you said, an order. Take that right away. Take the right of choice away from beggars, nigga.
Right.
Like, it's that smooth to
Right.
say that most people agree. So I definitely also got to give it. I'm actually going to pump it up to an A+ for speed because beggars can't be choosers, nigga.
Yeah, no,
Flow.
you're right. I'll give you that.
Flow.
I'm totally behind that too as well. That grade, I definitely agree with that grade. Like I said, if it was shitting, it would be an A+ all around. But
Yeah.
you know,
All right, let's go. Let's see if we can agree on an overall grade with everything. Now throw your bias back into it with the origin, all this. Where you at, bro? And then I'll come in.
with personal and grabbing the knowledge that we attained today about it. Instead of giving a grade, I'm gonna just say I don't fuck with it.
Ah, I love that. I love that.
I'm gonna just say I don't.
I love
I don't
that.
fuck with it. Like I don't fuck with it. I feel like like you're human. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the fact or matter of that, you're human. If it was shouldn't, then I would definitely fuck with it. But since it's like can't, because you make the choice regardless. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're choosing to ask.
You're choosing to
where
beg.
ask.
Exactly.
You're choosing what to ask for. You're choosing to beg. Exactly. So when it comes that, it's like, yeah, beggars can't. If it was beggars can't choose what they receive, then yeah. But it's not that. It's just beggars can't be choosers because it sounds prettier. But yeah, I don't fuck with it because I feel like you're definitely making choices. It's just you can't choose the outcome.
You can't choose the
And
outcome.
what in life can you choose?
Exactly.
The outcome?
Like how much
Yeah,
different
what
is
can you choose the outcome
that? Because
from life? Yeah.
exactly. Because really, even with money, right? I can only buy what I can afford. And I'm not begging. I wouldn't consider myself a beggar in that scenario. I can only buy what I can afford, or I can only buy what's available.
Right.
So it's not
Right.
like I'm not
Exactly,
considered a
dude.
beggar, and I
So-
still like am stuck in the sense that I can't control it, even if I want it. I can't control it all the time, even if I want it.
Right.
So I'm with you there, man. I'm with you on the I don't fuck with it. To me, in grade translation, that becomes a D, to be honest. And I also don't fuck with
Yeah.
it, like, because the story that came, my aunt was saying, like, it was two instances. One, she was in the grocery store and this woman was following her around and she asked her for 15 cents. And my auntie was like, 15 cents? I'm like, all right. And she looked in the buggy and she heard the lady say, I'm not gonna be able to afford all this stuff. And so my aunt was like, is there anything else you want me to get you or whatever? So like eventually she did, and so she pushed her cart. They both went to the checkout. My aunt got her the stuff. Eventually she tried to get the receipt so she could return the stuff and get the cash that that was, yeah. But then she said she used that story to pivot to another story where she was at a restaurant and she was like, get what you want. And it was like not a fancy restaurant, but had some options. And they got the shrimp version. I think there was a Chinese spot and they got the shrimp version. We all know shrimp the most expensive. My auntie was like, oh, you getting shrimp today? She getting shrimp today, huh? That's what you want?
You don't want the veggies, huh? You want the veggie fried rice, huh? You want that special fried rice, huh?
Yeah, you want that
You
special?
don't want that chicken, huh? You want that chicken fried rice, huh?
Yeah, that combination.
You want the combination,
The
huh?
combination. Yeah.
Combination. You don't want that chicken fried rice, huh? That's
Exactly.
so
So it's
That's
like
so funny.
that's crazy. So it is one of those things where it's like, man, I gotta be cool with the fact that if you asked, can I get you something? The reply is what you want. I told you what I wanted. So like, I do get to choose while I'm begging. I actually do in this scenario because the way the exchange went. So that's why I don't rock with it. Go ahead.
You can't be mad. You can't be mad at the person for grabbing the combination because you asked, "What do you want?" That's what I'm saying. Like, if you give the option of choice, you can't be mad if the person's like, "Yeah, nah, that's not what I chose,"
Oh, man.
or when the person chooses something and you're like, "Yo, what's going on, bruh?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. I feel like that's where you can't go with that. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, there's too many scenarios that would be common. Like it doesn't take an extreme
Right.
scenario to break this, right? So I got to give it overall a D
Right.
right there.
Right. Yeah.
All right, man. All right, man. Let's get some applause. We usually don't get the applause for us personally, but hey, on a day where there's
I was gonna say because like the crowd be there, but they don't never cheer for us like
You
that.
feel
fool.
me?
You
So
feel me? Like
finally,
they be on their phone. They be on their phone when we get introduced. Right? You feel me? They be still taking selfies,
so
but.
waiting
You know,
for the
when the
guests,
guests come,
but
they all
you
up.
know, we gotta
in
be.
the
We
picture.
do this.
Yeah.
The show is ours. We do this. Sometimes there's no guests. We had a whole season of no guests for a while. You know what I'm saying? So not a whole season, but half season. So all right, man. We got one more thing because I don't care if it ain't no guests or not, brother. You know what we gotta get.
The Dictionary of Misinformation.
Damn, is this the first time we've done this without a guest?
Yeah, yes. I really don't know what to say.
Wow. Me either. I don't want to give the PSA to myself. All right. No problem. Let me just do this then. I'll just. You want to pick the number? You want to pick the letter, Playboy?
No, I don't. I actually like the randomness
okay.
of opening the book.
Let's do E.
Bro, rarely do E, so I'm glad you did that. I wasn't gonna choose E, so I'm glad you did that, man. Let's go E.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's do E.
Oh man. Okay, let's see. E's. Yeah, we definitely don't do the E's because I don't remember looking at none of these. I don't remember ever looking at these, man.
I don't remember. Yeah, I can't recall it's like 4 letters. I feel like we just haven't done, and E was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Like I don't think too many people ask for like G or K.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, you know what? I think Phil from episode 1 this season did E because I just saw Emancipation Proclamation. I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do egg. I'm going to do egg, and it's the color of shell. Okay? So the color of eggshells. Egg, E. There's no difference either in nutritional value or flavor between brown shell eggs and white shell eggs. Popular prejudice is responsible for variations in price between different color eggs, so that the brown eggs have been known to command higher pricing in Boston than in New York. White eggs higher prices in New York than in Boston. It's a jug, bro. And I've been victim. I've fallen victim for a while, and then eventually I was like, man, I'm going with the lower costs because I'm I'm the one whipping it up.
Like, because like how do they make sure which one's better because of the egg is already sealed? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like how?
And my thing is, I would like to know. I'm not gonna do the work, but I would like to know. Hopefully, someone tell me how did it come about? Who's the one? Who's the one that was like, yo, we got to say the brown ones is the ones. Like you got brown eggs, you living.
Because they different. Because it started off white.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming like once you like get a certain, I guess. Stop.
Exactly.
Stop, Chris. Stop.
Exactly. You was about to answer. See, it's just a jug.
Are they? Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. All right, guys.
Y'all.
We're
Yeah,
talking,
we did it to ourselves. We broke our own rules. Like what?
Yeah, no rules, bro. God damn it, this book, bro.
No, this goddamn book. 3 seasons strong. All right, man. You know who I got to shout out?
And that's all I have.
Oh, not that. My man, what's good with you, bro? Leave us with something before we get out of here.
No, man. Like, make sure that you take care of yourself because without that, you won't be able to take care of others. Appreciate the people that are in your life that are helping you without asking for things because you definitely will take it for granted because, sometimes we have tunnel vision and we want to make sure that our lives are on point and our lives are the way that we want them to be. But you don't realize there are people that are actually like those bumps in the road that are making sure that you stay in the right lane. So just make sure you take care of those people and appreciate those people, man, because sooner or later that shit's gonna wear down It's gonna wear down.
Yeah.
And when you swerving over, you're not even gonna hear nothing. You're just gonna swerve over to a ditch. So
Yeah.
appreciate the bumps in the world.
Hey man, heard that. And just be clear, to take for granted means do not take it as only fact without evidence. So yeah, do that shit. Man, love you, brother. What you can do with us, you can find us on Spotify,
I love it too, brother.
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube for the visuals. Shout out to appraise.com. Shout out to our partners, our content partners, and tip your flight attendants, support the strike, drink some water, get outside, go for a run. We love you. We'll see you next week or not, but we'll keep the season going. All right, y'all.
Yeah, no.